World of Tanks. Why play tier 10? Okay, so there's many reasons why you want to eventually play tier 10. I'm going to go through a list that I created. Number one, you earn more bonds. It wasn't always like that, so you might see videos where they talk about it differently. But the way it is now, when you play tier 10, you win more bonds when you play a random battle. And there might be other reasons why. Number two, you get additional bonuses for Battle Pass. So for Battle Pass, there's a few bonuses. For example, they'll pick a tank, for example, a tier 10 tank, and they say if you play that tank, you get an additional bonus, such as Battle Pass points or bonds. And they don't want people playing the same tank over and over again. So they have a limit to how many Battle Pass points you get with certain tanks, and you're going to get good bonuses with tier 10 vehicles for Battle Pass points. You get to play Grand Battles, which are additional maps. Right now, I mean, they've gone through 5 or 6 different Grand Battle maps. In the game, you probably get one called Normandy. There's another one that's like an Arctic map. I really don't remember what it's called. There was the Grand Canyon map, and I didn't get to play on that one. There's other maps, but I really don't remember what they are. But there's at least 2 or 3 that's in the game today. You also get to play ranked battles and other special game modes such as Onslaught. With ranked battles, it's all tier 10. I enjoy playing ranked battles because it's more competitive and I like the challenge. I play World of Tanks for the challenge. If it were too easy, I wouldn't play it. You're always top tier. It's a huge advantage to always be top tier. You're going to be going up against tier 8 tanks. And you're going to have a huge advantage. You don't have to fire gold rounds necessarily as often when you play tier 10. And you never have to worry about playing against higher tier tanks. The tanks are more balanced for penetration and damage. In tier 10, almost every tank has the same penetration. Off the top of my head, I think it's 340. And they'll have about the same damage. They're really balanced. Usually there's only one gun. The Type 5 Heavy might have 2 guns. So there's a lot of good things in terms of the penetration and the damage, maybe spotting, and other values just to balance everything out at the top tier. You get to play some of the best tanks in the game. For example, the Mouse, the American TDs and heavies, the E3, the E4, the E5, the autoloaders, the Conqueror GC. There's a lot of great tier 10 tanks. And tier 9 is a little bit disappointing. Tier 10 is a lot more fun. The Bat Chat is another one that comes to mind. It is easier to complete some missions or campaign missions. So you have missions that are in the game where they'll say you have to do a certain amount of EXP or a certain amount of damage, and it's just easier to do it in tier 10 because there's more hit points in the game. And it's easier to complete some campaign missions. Almost all of the final campaign missions I had to do with tier 10 tanks, not always, but things like blocking damage, doing a high number of hit points of damage, etc., or high spotting value, usually you want to do tier 10. It helps with marathon missions and other special events. The reason why is because the marathon missions usually have 2 options. One might be a tier 10 option, where if you complete it with a tier 10 vehicle, you advance faster. So you have an advantage by playing with tier 10. I've done it before and I advanced faster because I was playing the tier 10 vehicles, getting like damage or EXP or whatever it was for the specific mission. You'll improve your stats. And the reason why is because in tier 10, you're going to do more average damage, more average spotting, etc., your service record is going to be higher when you're a tier 10 player. Your average damage, your WN8, well, I don't know about the WN8, but a lot of the values um, for a lot of those, I guess the overall WNA, not the tank specific ones, are going to be better if you play only tier 10. You will play against and along with more experienced players. I'm going to tell you something. The best players play ranked battles. And I am not going to say that it was, I noticed that the players were better. That's what I'm going to say. When I got to the higher stages of ranked battles, I saw people playing the same challenging game that I was playing. So I thought it was more challenging, more difficult. You have the better players. You get to play with more experienced players as opposed to something like a tier 3 game or a tier 1 game. And they're going to play more cautiously and more carefully. Uh, and so these are the reasons why I think you should play tier 10. If you have any questions, you can go to cheapbooks.cc. You can look for the World of Tanks forum or search for, of course, World of Tanks. And you can go to video-game-news.com and look for the World of Tanks section. There's actually a new site called WOT.video-game-news.com, which is specific for World of Tanks, and you get to see a lot of great World of Tanks videos. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.